Hi everyone, I'm Pauline Hatch. We are a go, we're live. We're going to be talking about something a little bit different tonight. So normally I would share about recipes and I would share about ways to eat healthy, get your family eating healthy. But tonight we're going to do something a little bit different because I have been speaking to a lot of people lately who have said that they have been feeling really stressed, really overwhelmed. Most of them are mums like me. So hi Fiona. Yeah, so we're going to go through that tonight, but I want to do it a little bit differently. We're going to go past just the usual get more me time, do less stuff. We're going to go a little deeper than that. So if you do jump on, say hi, comment in the comments. If you're watching it later, you can write replay and then I know that you're here, or you can just say hello and that's fine too, and I will say hello as well. Hi, Nathan. Yeah, so I'm going to kind of get straight into it because I've got a little bit to get through. And I'm going to be sharing a few stories tonight that I really, really hope that at the end of it, you still think well of me, because some of them are going to display some things about me that are not in the best light. But that's what social media is for, right? Just sharing like everything about yourself totally publicly. Hi, Narelle. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Kelly. You can feel free to jump in and share your stories in the comments too and make me feel not quite so alone out here sharing about my little personal stories. So yeah, we're going to be talking about stress and overwhelm. And I was just saying before that I want to go a little deeper than just, the usual things like, get some time every day to yourself. There's really obvious stuff like that. Eat well, get more sleep. All those things are totally great, normal stress busters, things to help you. You definitely do need some downtime for your mind and your body. But we kind of all know those. Like you can just Google those on Google and find out those things. So I want to actually look a little bit more at what's going on in our mind that is also creating and contributing to our current state of stress and overwhelm. So yeah, I'm really happy for you to just share your experiences as well. Or if you, if I say something and it resonates with you, don't let me feel alone out here, guys. Give me a like, give me a hey, give me a yes. Okay, because yeah, I am going to share some stuff tonight. So hi everyone who's jumping on. I might have missed some people. Kelly, Anita, hi Anita, Sandy, Rachel, Jeff is there, and my husband Sam. Thanks, Sam. I am going to be talking about Sam because Sam is the total opposite of me. He's like the laid back, why are you stressing so much about that thing? And I'm there with my hair standing on end going, why aren't you stressed enough? We need to be getting more done. So he's like the opposite of me, and that's why we have a good marriage. Hi, everybody else who's jumping on. Hi, Donna, Carly, Kylie, Sandy. I can't remember if I said hi, Sandy, already. Yeah, so I want to start by, I'm going to share a little story first. And this is something that I'm going to share two stories, actually. The first one is just something to sort of explain how sometimes we don't tune out on me when I say this, but we actually can create and add to our own feeling of stress and overwhelm every day, right? So, everyone's busy. Everyone's got heaps of stuff to get done in a day. But it's funny how you can talk to one person who is really busy and they're like, fine, and they're okay and they're loving it, and you can talk to someone else who might have half the amount of stuff going on but they feel overwhelmed, out of their depth, drowning. They're really, really struggling. So the difference can come back to the way that we are approaching the amount of things we've got to get done in the day and where your mind is at. So to start off, I'll share this little story and it might explain a little bit about what I'm talking about. So I've had this happen a few times where I have gone to make a meal. I'll just say hi quickly to who else has jumped on. Kylie, Carly, Donna, Gail. Hi, Gail. Hi, Pete. I will get you your PDF, Pete. I just saw your message. Yeah, I've had times where I've been making a meal for someone who might have just had a baby or something like that. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm just going to make them this amazing beef stew thing, and it cooks for 2.5 hours, and then I'm going to make them a dessert and it's going to be in there, and then maybe I'll get them some nice drinks, maybe a little bottle of wine or something like that, so that when they open it they go, oh my gosh, yay, thank you so much, oh this is great, and it's going to make them really happy and feel really good and things like that. And then the whole thing goes pear-shaped and I've got less than an hour to pull together a meal, and so I can't do what I was going to do, and then I feel terrible and stressed out and overwhelmed because my plan went to poo, and now I'm delivering something that is not to my expectation anymore. And I'm sitting there going, they're going to be so unhappy and they're not going to like it, and this isn't what I wanted, and I don't have time to get them a dessert, and I'm starting to think, can I pick up something on the way and chuck it in there like a frozen thing? And I'm creating stress out of something that is not stressful. Like, those people getting a meal are not going to open that bag and go, guys, where's my dessert? Like, where's my wine? They're not going to say that. They're going to go, oh my gosh, thank you for making us a meal. I haven't slept for 5 days. You have no idea how great this is. So I added stress, and I have done this multiple times. I will add my own stress to that situation because things didn't go to plan, and I've decided that that is no longer good enough. Hi, Emma. Hi, Tina. Hi, Kerry. Everyone who's jumping on. So yeah, I'm just talking about the way that we can actually create our own environment of stress and overwhelm by adding to what's going on, by having an expectation of something that's unrealistic. So, it didn't happen. I should have just gone, okay, cool. So here's your other meal. It's not what I wanted, but it doesn't matter. You're still going to enjoy it anyway. I did not need to get stressed out about that. So that's just an example of one way that I do that all the time. So maybe, I don't know if that resonates with anyone here. Gail is saying, oh, this is totally me. Yep, let me know if you feel this. If you're giving me the mockingbird, like, yes, then let me know, because I know I'm not alone. I know because I talk to lots of other mums. So I'm trying to give some examples to help you see what I'm talking about. So, okay, so that's the first thing I want to talk about is looking at our own mindset of perfection and our own lack of flexibility. Okay, I'm going to share another story. This is a really bad one. Narelle, I'm with you here. Yes, thank you, Narelle. I'm giving you the mockingbird sign. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Rebecca. Or Beck, I should call you. Hi, Fiona. So yeah, okay, this one, okay, don't go spreading this little story around, okay? But this week, and this is the reason I decided to do this tonight. I actually had something totally different planned for tonight, but I decided to do this because of something that happened this week. I had a day this week where just things happened to fall this way, where I had my 3-year-old at home, my daughter, and I had also a couple of clients lined up that I had to talk to about jobs that I was doing, because my side biz is as a freelance copywriter. And so I had these 2 calls lined up, and hi, Heidi. Oh, hi, Fiona. Thanks for the wave. And so I had these 2 calls lined up with professional clients, and they would just at different intervals of the day where it was kind of annoyingly like we couldn't go out before, we couldn't go out between, and then straight after was kind of like picking up the boys from school. And I went through that whole morning in my head, already planning incrementally what I had to do every 5 minutes leading up to that call. So I had to try to do stuff with my daughter so that it filled her love tank before I had to make all of this food, get her set up with a buffet of stuff, take care of every single need, get her watching TV with enough time for me to get back to my phone, sit in front of my computer, and then just cross my fingers that she did not come and interrupt me 10 times while I'm talking to this professional person about their job. And so it was like clock watching, stressing, trying to do stuff, saying, okay, Josie, no, we've got to pack up this game now. We've got to go do this. And she's like, Mommy, 1 more minute. And okay, blah, blah, blah. And then we got through that call. And then I had like an hour and 15 minutes between that and the next one. So I said, okay, let's turn off the TV, because I need you to watch TV in an hour and 15 minutes. So turn it off. We'll go and do some fun stuff, and then we'll have to get back on again, onto the TV again in an hour. And so in that time, I had to like cram more love into her and try to do stuff while I'm on my phone, like trying to get my stuff together for the next call. And I'm checking the clock and I'm not enjoying a second of the time that I'm with her because I'm stressing about this next call. And then it, gets to 5 minutes before my call, and I'm like, okay, seriously, honey, we've got to get going. So I grab more food, lay it out in the buffet. I say, okay, honey, what movie do you want to watch? And she says, Tangled. Great. Okay, good. She knows what she wants. We're not going to do 5 minutes of scrolling through Netflix. But it's not on Netflix, so I have to turn on the media player. And then that takes 5 minutes to load up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, maybe you could just choose another movie. And she's like, no, but I really want to watch Tangled. And I said, oh, okay. And I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, okay, I've got 1 minute. I don't know if I can do this. And I'm stressing, and the volcano is starting. Like I could feel it in my gut. The incredible stress of knowing that I was going to be late on this professional call with a guy in South Africa, a Skype call, like an actual video call, so he could see my stressed face. And then the media player just was not hooking up to the TV. And I said, maybe, honey, can we just choose another movie? And she said, but Mummy, and she didn't even get to finish her sentence because my volcano erupted. And I was holding that remote and I screeched, just pick another movie. And I screeched it at the top of my lungs. I'm sure my neighbours could hear it. I took out that incredible stress that I'd been holding all day on my little 3-year-old girl. She ran out of the room crying, and then just then the media player started up. I got the movie going. I said, come on, honey. I gave her a quick hug. The whole time I'm looking at my clock. It's 10 minutes past the time I was supposed to be on the call with him. You can imagine my stress. So then I run outside and I get on the call, and I said to him, I'm so sorry. I just had to get my daughter set up. She's here today. And he's like, oh, why didn't you just tell me? You could have just emailed me, and I could have just jumped on when you were ready. And I was like, oh my goodness. It was such a slap in the face to me, because I realized, and actually it's funny because then my next stress that I had been thinking about planning, I was planning my stress, was that she would come in while we're on this Skype chat. So I can't even just like mute the phone so that she can talk while the other person's talking. Like, he was going to see her, and I was so stressed about that before it even happened. And she did come out twice, once because she wanted a tutu on so she could dance to the music, and once for something else. And I just had to say, oh, sorry, can I just stop and help her? And he's like, yeah, go for it, no problem. Like, I had created so much stress in that day, when probably all I needed to do was email those 2 people and say, hey, I've got my daughter at home today, so I'm totally cool to have our call at that time, but just know that I might be a few minutes late if I'm still getting her settled. And they both would have said, no problem. Like, even the first call I had, I got interrupted a couple of times. I think one time I even had to go and help Josie on the toilet. It was just like, oh my goodness, hashtag mum life all over the place. But even that lady was like, oh yeah, do what you got to do. That's fine. I got kids. I thought, oh my gosh, I just spent the entire day freaking out, and all of it was for nothing. Like, I didn't need to feel that. I just did not allow any flexibility in that for my daughter to be a 3-year-old. I didn't ask for flexibility from the people that I was working with. And I had an expectation that those people needed me to be super professional, kid-free, and completely available. But they'd never had that expectation of me. I put that on them. So I created an environment of total stress for no reason at all. And I'm getting some, thank you so much, everybody. Adele, you have done this, and so has Fiona. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about, having a mental state of requiring perfection, having expectations, and not allowing flexibility, which means that you are actually mentally creating overwhelm and stress in areas that it doesn't need to exist. That was a big, I mean, like, honestly, hand to heart, this is something that I have to continually work on for myself. I am just generally a figure everything out to the tiniest, minute detail kind of person. I run things through my head all the time, and I have to stop and take note of these things and learn from that, and then implement it the next time. So I gave you that example, but, think about that in your own life. I can't go through every single possible scenario that might happen for you, but have a think about that. It might be around getting your kids to school on time, and, the stress and overwhelm that you feel just getting everyone out the door. Like, what can we do to start changing that expectation of perfection, and starting to give yourself a little bit of leeway, like create leeway around things so that you're not, on these deadlines. Anita said, this is so good, Pauline, love this. This is my life most days. Right, Anita, because you're someone like me, you're a details person. So, yep, I know. Okay, so I could keep going on that one, but I really want to keep going. So, okay, the second one, all 3 of these go together. They're all part and parcel of the same thing. Once you do all 3, you'll really start to kind of tackle this problem of this day-to-day overwhelm. Sam says, I don't even know the word detail. I know you don't, because you've got me. You don't need to know details. Beck said, love this and have to calm the farm. Volcanoes every day. Yep, totally. Right. So I think you'll like this one, Beck. So the next thing that I started doing this year that really changed a lot for me was recognizing that we need to continually feed our own mind. So as we become adults, we stop learning. We don't have mentors generally. We don't go to school and have someone inputting into us all the time. And so there's a saying that says, if you're not growing, you're dying. Kerry said, thank you, Pauline, needed to watch. I create stress over the smallest things. Yes. Fiona said, Sam, you are so funny. Fiona, don't encourage him. What was I saying? Now I've just got, okay. Yeah, if you're not learning, if you're not growing, you're dying. And as adults, generally, we're not getting input from anywhere. So what we have is our mind going round and round and round and round in circles all the time. And there's no input going in that's helping you sort out that mess, recognize behavior patterns that are going on that are damaging, recognizing where that perfectionism attitude is coming from. I know someone who like crazy cleans her house every time someone comes over, works herself into a complete tears over it. But why? No one's going there to visit her house. They're going there to visit her. But there's something that has happened that has made her think it's incredibly important for her house to be perfect. So she's created stress and overwhelm by having this preconceived thing in her mind that she's never recognized. But imagine if she got rid of that and she was just happy to be with people rather than stressing about her house the whole time. So what a great way, and the great thing about this is that it is so easy to get around this because all you need to do is plug into some great books. So there are people who have gone before you. They have incredible experience. They have learned and they are willing to share with you everything that they have learned about changing your mindset, about going back and breaking bad habits, about going backwards in order to move forwards, getting new, fresh information into your mind to help you get positive, to help you have an attitude of gratitude, to help you sort through the faff in your mind and get it, you know, in order and start to recognize things that you're doing, taking control of them, transforming them or chucking them out if they're really damaging to you. So I love audiobooks and podcasts because they don't take up more time because you can listen to them while you're doing other stuff. So you can listen to them in the car. You can listen to them while you're already exercising or walking. I listen to them when I'm hanging out the washing. I listen to them when I am making dinner, as long as the kids are outside. And there's some really awesome authors. Michaela said, I do that. Yes. Hi, Beck. And yes. Oh, and Narelle said, I love that. I've never heard it before. So there's some great authors out there. Some of my absolute favorites are Rachel Hollis. For all the women out there, Rachel Hollis wrote an amazing book called Girl, Wash Your Face, where she goes through all of the lies that we tell ourselves and are told through our life, and she helps you to go back through your own life and sort them out and set yourself free of the lies. Loved that book. There's another one, Joyce Meyer has some amazing books. Battlefield of the Mind is awesome for taking control and take hold of thoughts and chucking them out. So that's an amazing one. Hal Elrod has an amazing book called Miracle Morning, which is how to start your day in a way that sets you up for a better day. Anyway, I won't go through his stuff. It's great. So that's another one. And there's heaps more. Brené Brown, things like that. Something that can tend to happen if you're not careful is we can accidentally create a scarcity mindset. So like we wake up in the morning and we go, I didn't get enough sleep, and I don't have enough energy, and I don't have enough money, and I don't have enough time, and I don't have enough patience. We can tend to get a little bit like that in our own heads. So you need something to break that pattern of scarcity, and that is getting other thoughts into your head. And the great thing about audiobooks and podcasts is that when you hear the author actually reading it out, it sticks in your head. I hear Rachel's voice through the day saying, girl, like she's like fully Texan or something. So I hear their voices in my head. I remember a lot better. So that's the next one. Actually start to change around your thinking to one where you are actually able to take those thoughts captive and transform them and change them, because a lot of our stress comes from the mindset that we have. So if you don't have external input going in, then you're just going round and round in circles, man, with your own thoughts. Okay, I've got a few messages here. Brené Brown, yes, thank you, Beck. I love Joyce, says Fiona. Joyce is amazing. I'm pretty sure she has maybe a podcast or something as well. Hi, Rachel. Michaela, I need to watch this from the beginning. Yes, need a list of all of these. Beck, I have a list of all of these things. So, okay, I have a PDF that I can send out to you. I've listened to some of these audios, but not all of them, but they were recommended to me. So I've got a list I can send to you that, you can just go through and pick and choose. Audible actually has, they give away a free book when you first sign up, so you can get one for free. So let me know if you want one. You can comment or PM me and I will send it to you. I think there's maybe like 25 books on there of all different things. There's even like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is all about having a poverty mindset around money. So yeah, there's lots and lots of stuff that you can start inputting into your mind, and you get a little bit addicted to it. If I don't have something new to listen to, I'm like, oh. Okay, I've still got one more, so I'm going to hurry up. Okay, the next one is become a goal setter and a planner. So if you don't set personal goals for yourself in whatever area, if it's around money, if it's around professionally what you want to do with your job, if it's with your own business, if you work from home, if it's around your kids and what you want to do with your kids, if it's around family holiday, if you don't set goals, then you are on a treadmill and you are going nowhere. What do you think that does to your mind when you are never accomplishing anything, when you're busy, busy, busy and going, but you're never actually accomplishing, you're never ticking anything off because all you're doing is the same thing every day? It's like the prisoners who move the rocks from one spot to another and then back again. It's just pointless busy work, and you're never getting anywhere, and then you never feel like you're accomplishing anything, and then your brain explodes, right? But if you start to set goals, it does a couple of things. One is that it gives you motivation to do the activities that you're doing with momentum and joy and passion because you've got that end goal in mind. The other thing it does is that it takes what can feel like, this much work, and it refines it down to a focused activity. So you can actually find yourself starting to ignore other activities that are not centered around your goals because you're actually focusing. You're not just like doing everything that's around you just because you think you have to. So that's become a goal setter, and even if they're little goals, even if it's just you want to save $100 a month and then go on a holiday at the end of the year, that's a great goal. Like, do that, but then it can help you to focus around your finances. So be a goal setter and be a planner. Be someone who jots down things. I'm going to do a whole thing on this, actually. I was going to do it tonight, but I don't have time. But be a planner. Be someone who actually thinks about what are you going to do for the week ahead. What are your main things that you want to do that week, and focus on those things. Again, it just comes down to sometimes you've just got to take the clutter from your head and put it on paper, and it can just help you when you know what's going on each day, even if it's just knowing you've got to do that day, that day. It takes 5 to 10 minutes to work out your week, and you kind of feel like you're operating within a plan rather than, again, just going all over the place. Because I think a huge part of the problem with feeling overwhelmed is that we have such a lack of control over our life. It feels like we're out of control. It feels a little bit like, I was going to say a roller coaster, but a roller coaster, you're all strapped in and you're safe. But this is a little bit more like, like being on a water slide, like where you, that's a good analogy. Like being on a water slide where you are kind of like flipping from one side of the tube to the other, and you've got your eyes squeezed shut and water's gone up your nose, and you land at the bottom and you've got a big wedgie. That's what it feels like when you are operating in overwhelm, and it feels out of control. You are not in control of your journey or your destination. Wow, that's a great analogy. All right, that was good. Okay, so why was I saying that? Yeah, so it's that out of control feeling. So planning, setting goals, it starts to give you control over your day-to-day. Everyone's saying absolutely Sam Hatch, but I don't know what he said. Let me have a look. Oh, would love a look at those authors. Oh, I've missed something. I don't know what Sam was saying. I need to set goals, said Michaela. Yeah. And once you start doing this stuff, you kind of become a little bit addicted to it. I find that if I don't plan my week on the Sunday, I really do feel the difference in how I run my day to day. Yes, I have a lack of control of my life. Yeah. Yeah. And they can be goals around weight loss as well. If you was to say something like, you want to lose 5 kilos by Christmas, like that's not doable. You've got whatever that is, 6-7 weeks, maybe you could do it, but it helps you then to think, okay, well, how am I going to meal plan if I want to lose 5 kilos? So it helps you to go from this with your meal planning to, okay, now I'm focused and I know what I'm going to meal plan because I know that I want to lose a bit of weight. So the goals and the planning works in every area. Okay, so I did have a little bit more stuff. I actually have a really great one, but I don't want to go too much longer, so I'm going to save it for another time, and you'll all just have to jump back on, or else, live with FOMO. So, okay, let me recap a little bit. So we talked about, the obvious things. If you want to be not too stressed, get some sleep, eat well, and try to get a little bit of time for yourself. They're the really obvious ones. Do some things like devotions, quiet time, anything that gives you a bit of a calmer mind. They're the real practical ones. But look at your mindset of perfection. Are you allowing flexibility in your day, or are you being rigid and then operating in a life of rigidity that you have imposed on yourself? So just see if there's any areas you can give yourself some flexibility. Another great example, a lot of mine are around food, sorry, but sometimes I'll meal plan and then I'll realize on the morning of that, oh my gosh, I forgot one ingredient, and I'll spend the entire day thinking about that one ingredient and how I have to get to the shop. And now I've got to take 3 kids and it's going to take 35 minutes to run in and get that one thing, and it's such a huge waste of time, and it'll play in my mind the whole day. And really, when I step back and look at that like a normal person, I go, well, why wouldn't you just make a different dinner? Like, why does it matter? Just because you made a plan that looked like that, so what? Be flexible, you know, stuff changed, roll with it, you know. So that's, again, an example of me just for some reason struggling with that whole idea of you can just change it. Don't be so rigid and have such high expectations of yourself. Michaela, thank you. I'm going to watch this again. Oh, good. You get to watch me do my water slide impersonation again. Okay, the next one was rework your mindset, podcasts and audiobooks. Again, I'm happy to give out that list of ones that I have read and have been recommended to me. I haven't read all of them, so I'm happy to share that. And yeah, if you listen to one, let me know what you think of it, because I may not have listened to it yet. Beck said, perfectionism is addictive because when you fail, you'll beat yourself up to do better next time. Yep. Absolutely. And that's where the things like the podcasts and audiobooks are awesome, because they really help you to get back your self-esteem and your confidence in yourself, to learn to back yourself. I would highly recommend Rachel Hollis's book for that exact thing, Beck. She's amazing. Her book is Girl, Wash Your Face. Listen to the audiobook if you can. You will love her voice and her accent by the end of it. But yeah, her book is amazing. One of the best ones I've ever listened to. And another really good one is Mel Robbins, the 5-second rule. If you're struggling with procrastination, like you're not doing the hardest things, the things that you don't want to do, and then they sit there in your head all day and you're just procrastinating, her book called the 5-second rule is awesome for that as well. She just kind of helps you to have a system that makes you just get the things done. Eat the Frog, which is another book that's really good as well. And the last one was become a goal setter. So set some easy goals for yourself, but it helps you to operate within a plan that kind of helps you to start getting rid of the clutter, and it also helps focus your mind a little bit so you don't feel like you're just, crashing wildly around just trying to do this endless to-do list that's getting you nowhere. Because when you start ticking off goals, you start to get pretty excited and passionate about life, especially if you're doing all 3 things. Then yeah, you'll start to see a big difference in your mindset. Because what you might find is that once you start to change your mindset around what your day looks like, you might not actually be in as much overwhelm as you think. It's just that your mind is not in a place where it's handling what your day is looking like. It's not in a place where it's handling what you're imposing on yourself as well, which can often just be bad habits that we've picked up, or insecurities, perfectionisms, things like that. Okay, so that's it from me. Always feel free to just message me, or you can comment here and I can respond to questions, things like that. And let me know if you want that PDF as well. I'll send that out to you of all the different audiobooks that I love. And that's it. I really hope that you can have a think about this over the next few days and start to recognize some of those behaviors and change them, because, I really just want everyone to feel amazing and thrive and be happy. And I know that doing these things has really helped me, because I'm a stress head by nature and I've had to do these practical things. So no worries, Michaela. Thanks for jumping on. Really great to have you on, and just reach out if you want to chat. I'm always happy to just have a convo. That's what I'm here for. So thanks everybody. Have a great night. I'll see you next Thursday. Bye. Oh, it's not turning off.